Rated us at the top. He's our voice and our mouthpiece when we're not at the top. And just the fact that he signed Ace Frehley after Kiss to Megaforce Records, that alone is worth inducting him into the Metal Hall of Fame. But as I moved here at 18 years old to start a career which then began with Megadeth, this man was putting himself into the studios in New Jersey on microphones, not to make a name for himself, but to make a name for all of us. And he, instead of putting himself out front, as it's so easy to do today, to look at me, selfie me, this man made sure that he lifted us up. And for that, he will always be a member of our bands, because he has given us a mouthpiece through Q104, NEW. He also took heavy metal into the mainstream on VH1 with That Metal Show. And we can hear him now every day on Sirius XM. And celebrating 40 years of radio broadcasting for rock and roll, classic rock, but especially hard rock and heavy metal. I even bought a shirt for you tonight. And there is someone who, amongst us, and even kind of above us, because he is always one of us, please let's induct Eddie Trunk to the Metal Hall of Fame.
Hey everybody, it's Patrick Waldo from the Metal Hall of Fame. Thank you all, first of all, for being here tonight. As always, thank you guys. You know, when we first started the Metal Hall of Fame 7 years ago, and thank you Dave, he's really sad, and all the support for the musicians and the industry that we've had over the years, and of course everybody behind the scenes, the whole staff, because I could never do this by myself, right? So it's a whole thing. So thank you everybody for helping out over the years. We've grown so much. And a big part of that is, of course, Eddie Trunk. And I'm so grateful for Eddie, not only for being such a great friend over so many years, especially that we're both from New Jersey. So shout out, right, Ed? Thank you. And for joining me in this vision that we've had for so many years, and for so many more years. So Eddie, I just want to say thank you. Congratulations, brother. Well deserved, 40 years. And thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. Thank you, Eddie.
Thank you guys. Very, very kind, very generous of you to say all that nice stuff. I really do appreciate it. I know it's been a long night here and a couple more songs still to come to close things out. I'm not going to stay up here and talk as long as Sebastian did, as much as I love him wherever he is. If he's still here, I don't know. But yeah, he might have split. He might be into the red wine by now. But anyway, you know, just I wouldn't even know where to begin. It's surreal to me to have started out as a kid in New Jersey, just loving this music. And my whole trip was that, you know, when I was in high school, I loved this music, but I was made fun of for liking it. I'm sure some of you went through that certain times in your life. It was not the cool music in my high school, but I didn't give a shit. I stayed the course, and I went on this mission in high school to find a way to share music that I loved with other people. That's all it was about. The idea of being on the radio was like nothing to do with trying to be known or be popular or anything. It was just a platform for me to be able to share music with other people. And early on in my career, the first thing I did was start writing my high school music newspaper, music reviews. Then I started working in a record store, so I was writing about the music, I was selling the music. And then I took a chance on this band called Metallica that nobody ever heard of. True story, 1983. The late great Johnny Z came to my radio studio and he's like, you gotta play this band and I'm not leaving until you do. And that day I played a song called Jump in the Fire by Metallica. I was 18 and just started in radio. And I'd love to tell you I heard The Future, but I never heard anything like that in my life. Didn't sound like Kiss or Van Halen, which is what I was listening to at the time. But, through that, it led to me working with John and Marcia for 4 years. Megaforce Records, as David said, had the honor of signing Ace Frehley, among other bands at that time. So I always had this very varied history in the music industry, but always did radio from day one right up till today, where I currently do 6 live shows a week on Sirius XM, and a terrestrial syndicated show, and all these other things. So it's been an incredible ride. We celebrated it hugely last month in Vegas with this incredible party with all these iconic artists that came out. David was there as well. It was truly a remarkable night. But at the end of the day, in closing, at the end of the day, what it was always about, and what it's still about for however much longer I have left, is the love of this music, promoting this music. And I don't care if it's, for me, if it's a brand new band that I get excited about, having platforms to tell other people and spread it to others. Or if it's an old band that I love that never got their due. Like David's wearing a UFO shirt, one of my favorite bands. To this day, I get people come up to me and UFO's been around 50 years. They come up to me, they're like, I never heard of them, and you've been yapping about them, and now I'm cranking Strangers in the Night. So I get such a jolt out of that. I run into people and tell me you sold me Def Leppard Pyromania in a record store in '83, or you were the first time I ever heard Skid Row or Megadeth or whatever. That's what it was always about, and that's still what I get such a thrill out of doing to this day. So thank you. I wouldn't be standing here without your support. Thank you, Pat. Thank you to everybody for supporting what I do. There's nothing better than making a living at what you love, and I've been very fortunate to do that. So thank you very much. Have a good night, and I'm going to close it out with a great jam here, right? All right, thank you guys. Thank you so much.